Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of our TechConnect series, where we bring diverse and dynamic perspectives from all corners of the technology world through thought-provoking questions and conversation. Today, I'm welcoming Leanne Blanchfield, who leads the editorial aspect of our products here at Thomson Reuters. Hi, Leanne. Thanks for joining.
Hi, David. Thanks for having me on TechConnect. I appreciate it and looking forward to having a chat with you. I think we're going to jump right in and kick things off. So, David, with the rapid evolution of AI and tech for professionals, do you have any interesting observations in how new tools and solutions are being integrated within products today?
It's a really good question, Leanne, because it seems like every software provider out there is creating some kind of AI feature within their products right now. Take your pick of any company, Adobe, Microsoft, Salesforce, Figma, everyone's creating some kind of AI feature within their products. I think the ones which, though, get me really excited, the ones which I think are really powerful because of the fact that large language models and generative AI are so good at understanding and reading and interpreting language, are those software products where there's a lot of written word, a lot of data to work off of. And so I look at products like Microsoft Office with Copilot, or even products like Salesforce or ServiceNow, where there's a lot of written information, a lot of data which is passing through these systems, where there's a lot of opportunity. And Thomson Reuters is no exception, where our products are used for deep research. We have lots of data, our own proprietary content as well as our customers' data. They flow through our products. And so there's a lot of opportunity, I think, for the application of Gen AI to help professionals do work faster, better, and do things they weren't previously able to. And so, Leanne, let me throw a similar question back at you. Now, since you've just passed the 30-year mark at Thomson Reuters, over your time with us, and maybe even dating back to your time researching in law school, what's the most drastic technological change that you've experienced leading up to today?
It's a great question. It's been a lot of years and there's been a lot of changes. The two biggest changes I think that I saw or that I was aware of as I went through both law school practice and now working at TR, really the first one, believe it or not, was the start of using natural language to search, because it was so interesting. Originally, back before natural language, it was so complicated. You often had librarians having to drive a lot of the searching. You're using a lot of tools that once natural language became available, it just opened it up to so many more people doing that work. Just such a dramatic change in who our customer was as far as who we're supporting and who's using the tools. So I thought that was just a huge change to legal research. And the other one is generative AI, because I think the amount of information that's available now versus when I started practicing, you didn't have brief banks. You didn't have all that information. And the ability to search that information effectively has been so limited until generative AI has come around and become so effective at searching a large quantity of data in a way that, again, lets the average attorney or lawyer do it themselves, because they can use their own words and they can put it into a box and it searches this fast scale just using their natural language. It brings back answers for them and then can help them do tasks from there. It's just such a dramatic leap and such a change in how you access that scale of information. And that's just the beginning. I mean, we are in beginning stages. I have no doubt if you ask me this question a year from now, it will be even more dramatic, to be honest. So it's exciting to be here right now. Even after 30 years, this might be the most exciting time. So David, one of the things I'm so proud of working at Thomson Reuters really is the breadth and depth of our knowledge across the organization. I'm particularly biased because we have over 1,500 attorney editors who create and enhance content. It's just such a competitive advantage in the market. In your view, how important is that human domain expert and how they're used in the process of creating and validating data used by AI models when you do professional research?
Yeah, I mean, it's critical. You've shared the same with me, and I think all of our teams have shared the same, which is you need to understand quality. I think it's a very, very, very basic question, which is these systems, we know they can hallucinate, even when they're coupled with data and databases with things like retrieval augmented generation. They can create errors, they can analyze the data incorrectly, and there's a lot of both prompt engineering, fine-tuning, system refinement that's necessary to get quality to a usable spot. So that's the very first thing, which is experts and experienced researchers and experienced lawyers can help to gauge whether or not the systems are correct or not. So, you've been part of this effort here at Thomson Reuters, Leanne, where we've had our teams create hundreds, if not thousands, of question-answer pairs, as well as participate in grading the answers of the AI systems. It's like checking the homework of an incredibly fast-producing student. And we couldn't have an objective, quantified measure of quality on these systems without the editors, without those experts. So that's one. That's I think the most basic. The second part is the creation of these skills. So much of legal work is sort of tacit knowledge, I think. It's something that you are trained in law school, but then you end up learning on the job what the actual nature of the work is. And when I think of something like prompt engineering, when you're trying to tell a system like a large language model what to do, in many ways I find that those prompts are nothing more than very clearly described instruction manuals to say, here's what I want you to do. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Imagine that you're this type of agent. And those that have experience in legal practice and those that have done the work can write those instructions. It's like trying to teach a new person what to do. And so, again, that's where I think our editors really play a big role. They are kind of like the prompt engineers of the past. And now they're becoming the prompt engineers of the future because they can write those instructions and they can write them clearly and in plain English. So just a few areas where I think, again, these human domain experts, these editors, play such a critical role in the creation of our products. Now, maybe just to shift gears a bit. So given this vast amount of data and content, so we produce content, we also, again, analyze, editorially enhance and annotate the content that we have. Given this vast amount of data and content we need to sift through, can you tell us a little bit how our products maintain accuracy and currency, how they stay up to date with this constantly evolving landscape of legal and regulatory changes?
Yeah, I think in the end, maintaining our accuracy is the heart of what the editorial team does. So the key to our content, the key to the trust people have in Thomson Reuters is really around the fact that they know they can look at our content and it's accurate and they can rely on it. And the majority of our time goes to ensure that's happening. And it really varies depending on the type of content, to your point. Like, it could be something like practical law with the know-how, where we have technology in the loop, right? They might alert us to a change in the law, or we might be monitoring certain websites. But it really comes down to that expert attorney to look at the content, interpret it, and analyze it, and then apply it into our content so that it's accurate and informing our customers on the legal situation. Or you could go over to our commentary side of the world, and they're having to work with authors to make sure the authors are getting the right information on changes of the law, and the authors are updating their books. Or you go to primary law, and they're actually enhancing each case, and every case that comes in with KeyCite, or they're adding other features, or they're integrating the laws into our statutes. And I would say it is the number one priority across every editorial team. So people love creating new content. We love the new AI projects, frankly. It's just so exciting and fun. But our core that we really take to heart is that we maintain our content to be accurate and trusted. And so we are constantly working across the organization to constantly bring in every legal event and make sure we are addressing it across the content portfolio.
Yeah, it's definitely not a trivial effort to just have the content, like to produce the data, to be able to produce something which is always up to date, knowing that the law changes every day.
All the time. So exactly. Absolutely.
It's so crucial to have that team going and stay on top of it all.
I have one more question for you, David. Can you talk to us about any challenges or methodologies involved in processing and updating unstructured, constantly changing data in real time? And how have you seen Thomson Reuters ensure our AI models are customizable to meet different needs over various jurisdictions?
Well, that's a huge question to end on. I feel like we could have an entire podcast just on that topic alone. But maybe like one meta way to answer the question is that we have had experience at Thomson Reuters dealing with unstructured, constantly changing data. And so this is a combination of technologies, I would say, which is we have existing data processing as well as search technology, which is coupled with the large language models. And so to your question of how does Thomson Reuters ensure that our AI models are customized and meet the various needs of our various jurisdictions, I think the important thing to start with is that our products and our systems are not just one model. It's not just a model which is in the back. It's a combination of software and algorithms which take advantage of the large language models. And so when you ask a question of Westlaw, AI-assisted research, for example, we are running an end-to-end algorithm which runs search, retrieves data, re-ranks, interprets, and then ultimately passes that information to a large language model to synthesize and to produce the answer. But that's a much more complicated, it's a very complicated system which involves multiple types of technology, multiple types of information retrieval. And that complexity also allows us to create systems which work for different jurisdictions. So when you ask a question to Westlaw in the US versus in the UK or in Canada or Australia, the algorithms can be different to suit the nature of the data, the way it's structured, and the nature of, frankly, the legal systems in the different markets. And so we can tune, adjust, and customize the algorithms to make the best use of the data and also to increase the performance for the specific jurisdiction. So a bit of a long answer, but at the heart of it, it's that it's not just the model. It's the model and the LLM in combination with the software that we've created, which allows the systems to work. And that allows for, again, quite a lot of customization by jurisdiction. So, Leanne, we covered a lot of ground, and I've really enjoyed speaking with you today. It looks like we're approaching our time. Thank you again for stopping by. Give us your take on how our data, our editorial teams, our content is brought to life inside our AI products. And for all those watching, thank you again for tuning in. Please join us again for a future episode of TechConnect soon. Thank you.